From Human Rights Watch's Asia division. Phil, what can we read into the timing of this decision to shut down the website?
Well, it looks very clearly like this is Rodrigo Duterte's slap at Maria Ressa Rappler as he's heading out the door. He is literally leaving within the next 48 hours. The inauguration takes place tomorrow in the Philippines. And so, I think he's put the SEC up to taking a last hit at them before he leaves.
And what does this say about the future of independent journalism in the Philippines, especially the incoming administration and how they might view independent journalists like Maria Ressa and Rappler?
Well, this is a matter of preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. Obviously, we hope that incoming President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is going to be different than Duterte, even though Duterte's daughter, Sara Duterte, is his vice president. But there's been no real clear articulation by the Marcos camp about how they feel about these press freedom issues. Quite clearly, under Duterte, Rappler and many other independent journalists were facing the brunt of an ongoing campaign of intimidation and shutdown throughout the 6 years that Duterte was president. It's something that Ferdinand Marcos Jr. really needs to break with if he wants to impress upon the international community that he's serious about respecting human rights.
So the international community, how do you expect the international community will react to news of the shutdown? Do you think we're going to get any significant pushback against Manila?
I think there will be significant pushback, and I think that this will be raised in capitals across Europe and North America, and also very clearly with the authorities in Manila. But we have to also be clear that Rappler is going to appeal. They're going to take this back to the Court of Appeals, which previously ruled that the foreign equity ownership issue had been resolved by some actions that Rappler had taken. So it's not yet done. As Maria Ressa said very clearly in her speech in Honolulu, they're going to continue to fight. It's business as usual because the court is not actually formally shutting them down yet, but it's going to be on appeal. How long this will take, we just don't know.
I mean, Maria Ressa says she's going to continue to fight, but what does she have in her arsenal? I mean, over and over again, we're seeing journalists being targeted, violence directed towards journalists in the Philippines. It's not an easy situation there right now.
It's certainly not, and this is why the international community really needs to step up much more clearly to defend Maria Ressa and Rappler, and also all other independent journalists who have faced intimidation in the Philippines. Literally, Philippines is one of the worst places in the world to be a journalist. There are more Filipino journalists killed in that country than almost anywhere else on the planet. So it is a very dangerous place. There is a lot of intimidation. And, Rappler is a shining light in that darkness. They need to be defended and they need to be protected.
Phil, just briefly, we just have about a minute left on our program. But what do you think about Maria Ressa herself? Is she personally in danger at the moment?
I don't think they would actually target her person. But quite clearly, she is at risk of being sent to prison. She has a number of very serious charges brought against her, including criminal charges that could see her put away for a number of years. So, I mean, it's not beyond the possibility that, they might actually do that.
Okay.
It's really going to depend on what Marcos does next.
Okay, well, we'll be watching that.